I have to send out the email. Hi. Let's see. How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So, let's see. My name's Kelsey. I'm going to be leading this 8:30 flow. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. But before we get started, in case you guys haven't taken one of these Zoom classes before, if I play the music on my end, it sounds really terrible on your end. So I'll just be sending you guys the I'll be sending you guys the playlist link right here in the chat box. But know that this is also like a really great time to just be able to do, honestly, your practice to whatever music you want. So you can follow along with my playlist, or if there's music that you've really been liking lately, or, you know, if you'd like to practice without music, that's always an option too. But I'm going to go ahead and link this right over here on my chat. And then we'll give it one more second. It seems like we have a couple more people kind of clicking in. But today we will be using our mat. If you have blocks, always grab them. If you have a strap or a blanket or something that you'd like to use, always grab it. My blocks, you know, just the nature of working at home, have become my tripod for my computer. So I will not be using blocks. So you'll get to see me kind of navigate a world of no blocks. But let's see, it looks like we're all here. So this playlist is over here in the chat screen, or definitely feel free to play with whatever music you'd like. But I'm going to start this playlist right about now. It's okay if we're not quite on the exact same timing. So just feel free to start it as you feel ready. And, you know, unfortunately, I feel like I'm going to say that word a lot tonight, unfortunately. But unfortunately, I like to, especially in the evening, just dive right into my practice, just so we can get to kind of the cool down and the shavasana faster. So we're going to actually get started standing at the back of our mat. And for a second, feel that your weight can just shift softly forward into the toes and back into the heels. Your hands can go on your hips. They can stay towards heart center, or they can really move in whatever way you need. We're just playing with a little bit of shifting of weight. And can you start to make this shift of weight a little bit more subtle? So rather than something that if someone on the other side of this Zoom call had their eyes open and could see in your frame, it's a shift, it's a motion that you can only feel, super subtle, super soft. Find that this motion becomes so subtle that it turns into stillness. The hands can stay on the hips. They can rest down and alongside you. They can rest on the chest or together. Can you use this moment to cultivate kind of the theme that you'll weave through your own practice tonight? Soft bend in your knees, pick up through the toes. As you inhale, reach your arms up high and overhead. The palms of the hands don't have to connect, but can you hollow out the armpits? So press not the arms back behind you, but the center of the shoulders. And then as you exhale, bring the palms of the hands through the center of the heart. Let them rest down and facing forward. Press down through the heels, pick up through the quads. As you inhale, reach your arms up high and overhead. Now as you hollow out the armpits, feel that your low ribs will want to lift up. Can you choose to exhale and drive them down and in towards your abdomen, your torso? You'll feel your little belly start to light up. As you exhale, hands through heart center, and then they rest alongside the hips, palms flip forward. One more time as you inhale, sweep and reach the arms up and overhead. This time as you exhale, can you hinge and fold forward? Deep bend in the knees. Hands can come down to blocks or fingertips to the earth. And then again, can you find a shift of your weight forward towards the toes, back towards the heels, maybe all the way into the left foot as the right heel lifts, and then all the way to the right foot as the left heel lifts. You can feel all these different lines of the backs of the legs, the hips, even the upper and the lower back start to lengthen out and open up. And if you're circling around the soles of the feet in one direction, can you start to circle in the opposite direction? As you inhale, bring your hands towards your shins. Keep your gaze down and towards the mat. Keep the knees super bent. So the legs didn't move at all. It was simply a pickup of the torso of the chest as we breathe in. And then a soft release forward as we breathe out. Again, inhale, halfway lift hands towards your shins. Can you feel the center of your heart pull forward? And as much as you want to look forward at the camera or at the top of the mat, try to look only as far as the midpoint of your mat. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands towards your shins. And then as you exhale, step your hands down towards the mat. Start to walk forward, find your high plank. So hands underneath shoulders, press the middle knuckles of your hands into the earth. And can you feel like your shoulders could almost disengage from your upper arm bones? You're pressing the backs of the shoulders up to the ceiling with that much intensity. As you exhale, tap your knees down towards the earth. Hug the upper arm bones back so your shoulders shift slightly forward. You'll feel the low abdomen engage as well. And then as you exhale, elbows bend as much as straight back as they can, lower down to your belly. Pick up through your right toes. Reach your right toes back in space. And then tap the top of the right foot down to the mat. Inhale, lift the left toes from the earth. Reach the left toes back in behind you. Press through the top of the right foot. exhale, tap left toes to the top of the mat. That's the back of the mat. As you inhale, find your baby cobra, press through the tops of the toes, lift your chest. Not as high as I am. Lift it only so high that you can keep the toes connected and at the same time lift your hands from the earth. And then once again, resist the urge to look as far forward as you can. Can you lengthen the back of the neck a little bit? That will trace your gaze down. As you exhale, hands and forehead meet the mat, lower down. One more time, press through the tops of the toes. Inhale, find your baby cobra, lift the chest. Can you press the elbows straight back in space? Flare out your fingertips, take an inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, lower the forehead down. Keep your toes untucked. Press through the tops of the feet. Hug your elbows in. As you inhale, shift hips back towards heels, and then come all the way to a seat at the back of your mat. Press the tops of your feet down into the earth. Not just the pinky side of your foot, not just the big toe side of your foot, but as much of the entire surface area of the top of the foot as you can. That may lift your hips and pick them up a little bit. Can you drive your knees, your quads forward, but will roll your glutes underneath you a little bit, and maybe you feel low back lengthen out. Palms of the hands press onto the quads. Now, can you press hands into quads and quads up into hands? And then feel how difficult it is to just sit. Can you let the breath be the easy part here? Take an inhale. Soften the quads, soften the glutes as you exhale. Feel like you could sink into the mat. As you inhale, reach your biceps up by your ears. And then same as when we were standing, hollow out the armpits, press your low ribs back in space. Exhale, find a twist up and over towards the right. Left hand towards the right thigh, right hand back and behind the right hip. Can you pull the shoulder blades together and lift the center of the chest up? So I feel like you guys will be getting lots of cat cameos tonight. I can hear it happening right now. They're prepping for their, big moment. As you inhale, come up and through center, low ribs pull down, armpits pull back. As you exhale, twist up and over towards the left. If you have a pet, you know that they go kind of crazy when anything furniture-wise changes. And in an effort to accept new normal, I've kind of flipped the orientation of this room to better serve live streams. And they're having a field day, so you'll see them soon, I'm sure. As you inhale, come up and through center. As you exhale, start to make your way forward to a tabletop. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Breathe in, find your cow pose, belly lowers down, crown of the head, tailbone lifts up. And then can you, if it feels okay in your knees, pull heels towards hips. So from the side, it's just a little bit of a hamstring curl. Notice that the belly will want to sway down. Try to press the upper arms and the shoulders away from each other to engage the low belly. And then as you exhale, tap the tops of the feet to the mat, sit back into this Virasana. If this is a lot on your knees, make the quads work, the core work by hovering hips above heels. Take a breath in, move your way forward to that hamstring curl. We start with the belly lowered down. Heels come in towards the glutes if they're not there already. Press the earth away to round the back, and then shift back to the tops of the feet, hands towards the thighs. We'll take that one more time. Inhale, come forward. The belly is already pulling forward. Maybe heels pull back towards glutes. As you exhale, press the earth away, round your upper back, shift the weight back. Find this Virasana option to hover heels above glutes. And then take the next breath in. Can you rise all the way up towards your shins? Reach the biceps by your ears. Feel that your low ribs want to pull up. Drive them down. Hug the quads up. As you exhale, shift the hips back towards the heels. Find your child's pose. Pull the hands back towards the knees. Drive the crown of the head forward towards the top of the room. And we'll just kind of floss out that center line of the hip a couple more times. As you inhale, press through the tops of the feet. Lift your hips from your glutes. Press your quads forward, your biceps back. Your ribs pull up, your core pulls down. Lift the center of the chest. We're not back bending, we're just expanding. As you exhale, slide the hips back towards the heels. Press through the tops of the feet. Find your engaged child's pose. So still press the hands down and towards the earth. One more time, finding that lift of the back body to open up the front body. You think that having to practice all the hard stuff I make you guys do, exhale to get back to that child's pose, would make me be a little bit nicer, but I only come up with more creative ways to be mean, I think. As you inhale, roll forward to a tabletop. Activate the back body. So find that you're as stiff as a board in the length of the spine. Press through the top of the left foot. As you inhale, can you press your right heel up and back behind you? Feel your glute engage. Pull right heel back. Drive right quad up. Take a breath in. Without rounding the back, can you tap the right knee towards the right arm at any height? You'll have to shift the weight forward to do that. As you inhale, press the weight slightly back. Take the right heel up. Exhale, tap right knee towards right arm. One more time, inhale, kick right heel up and back behind you. Exhale, tap right knee down next to left. Shift the hips from side to side. One more thing here in our tabletop before we make our way back. Press through the pads of the fingertips. Press through the top of the right foot. As you inhale, press the heel of the left foot up towards the sky behind you. Feel that your low belly wants to pull down. Can you find the same shape we found standing on our shins here in the left leg and in the torso? And then exhale, tap knee towards left arm. The weight will have to shift slightly forward. As you inhale, weight shifts slightly back to press left heel up towards the sky. Exhale, weight shifts slightly forward to tap left knee towards left arm. Inhale, last one to press heel up and back behind you. Exhale, left knee taps down next to right knee. Walk your hands slightly forward. Take a breath in. Look forward, hug the arms back. Feel the center of the chest pull forward. As you exhale, tuck your toes under, shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then find a couple rounds of breath to explore this in the same way that we explored that shift of weight in our Tadasana, standing, that shift of weight in our forward fold. And then can you find similarities between this shape and other shapes we found? So hollowing out the armpits, driving the low ribs in. Gaze is not way craned forward or way pulled back, but somewhere towards the middle. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, as many small steps as you need. Walk the feet forward towards your hands. Feel that the weight shifts forward as you do so. So correct it, counter it, shift the weight slightly back. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands towards your shin. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. As you inhale, press through the heels, roll all the way up to stand. Head is the last thing to lift. At the top, pull the glutes down, pull the quads up, reach your arms up and overhead. And then exhale, bend your knees, shift your hips back, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands towards your shin. Exhale, hands towards the mat, step one foot back and then the other, find your high plank. Take a breath in, shift the weight forward, pull the hands back, pull the toes forward, and then inhale with the toes tucked under. So can you pull the heart through? Not leading with the hips dropping, but leading with the center of the chest. So still press heels back, pull core in. Exhale, pull the knees forward in space to shift hips up and back behind you. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, start to walk your feet forward towards your hands, find your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. As you inhale, root to rise, come all the way up to stand, glutes down, hips up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward, take it down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out, hands meet your mat, step the feet back, high plank. Press the earth away as you exhale. As you inhale, press your upper arm bones back. Press the back of your chest forward. So don't worry about how far forward you can come, but how much can you sign the center of the chest forward. And the belly pulls in, knees hug forward to engage the core, shift the hips up and back. We'll take it one more time like that. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, float, fly. Find your way to your forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, root to rise, take it all the way up and overhead. Exhale, hinge and fold, take it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands meet your mat. Step it back, high plank. Round the upper back, engage the lats, and then exhale. Inhale, arms back, chest forward. Exhale, knees forward, then hips back. Take an inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, right leg goes up and back. As you exhale, bend your right knee. Find a scorpion tail. Feel that the left side body might be getting kind of heavy, so press your left hand into the earth. Lift your left armpit. As you exhale, tap your right knee towards your nose, round your back. And then inhale, can you find that hamstring curl? Press the right heel up and back behind you. Pull the core in. As you exhale, step the right foot in between your hands. Walk the left hand slightly forward of left shoulder. And then walk the right hand up towards the right side. Turn your chest over and towards the right. Can you pull the left toes forward in space, even if you choose to tap left knee down towards the mat? And then maybe right arm reaches up and towards the sky. As you exhale, maybe you can turn your thumb to point towards the back of the room. So like your right hand is facing towards the back of your mat or back and behind you. As you inhale, if your palm is flipped back, start to sweep it and flip it towards the middle of your mat. Come to your low lunge, or if your back knee is lifted, you can stay in high crescent lunge. Totally your choice today. Wherever you're at though, can you hug left quad forward? Engage your left glute. Press down through the right heel, biceps by your ears, take an inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands to frame the right foot, either a pyramid pose or a half split. So wherever you're at, you're extending through the front leg. Wherever you're at, you're pulling right heel back and left quad forward. Drive the center of your heart forward. Like there is someone poking you right behind the center of your chest. Use that point to guide you back forward. Runner's lunge with the back knee lifted or lowered. And then once again, left hand forward of left shoulder. The left knee lifts this time, easy twist, right arm up towards the sky. Palm of the hand points over towards the right. And then maybe palm of the hand points towards the back of your mat. Can you press the hand towards the back of the room like it was against a wall? And then feel that space right underneath your armpit start to engage. Take a breath in, look up at your right hand. Breathe out, frame your right foot, standing split. Left leg goes up and back. Feel that the weight's going to kick all the way over to the right leg. So bend into your right knee, turn left pinky toe down. And then inhale, hands walk forward so they come underneath your shoulders. Lift your chest slightly, bend your left knee. Kick the left heel up and behind you. Can you bend into your right knee and look forward? Exhale, left foot meets the right, fold forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, take it all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward, take it all the way down and back. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, hands meet your mat, your way back to a downward facing dog. So you can move through a vinyasa if that's in your practice. You can skip the chaturanga and just find that plank to up dog if that's what you'd like here. Or pull straight back to downward facing dog and skip the whole shebang. As you inhale, left leg goes up and back. You know that the right side body is going to get heavy, so press through the right hand as you find your scorpion tail. And as we keep finding this shape of bent knee, of engagement in the back of the leg, can you feel that it starts to emphasize space in the front of the leg? Exhale, tap your left knee towards your nose, round your back. Inhale, press the left heel up and back behind you. Hug heel towards glute. Reach by back and behind you. Press through the hands. As you exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Right hand is slightly forward of right shoulder, so that gives you a 90-degree angle in the right shoulder. And then left hand starts off pressing into the left thigh. Press the left thigh down. Press the right heel back. Maybe you get a nice pop in your back. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. Right knee stays lifted or taps down towards the earth. Wherever you're at, can you pull the right quad forward and feel it start to open up? And then maybe you exhale and turn the palm of your left hand to point towards the wall behind you. Actively press your hand against that wall. Feel your shoulder, feel your back engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, palm of the hand meets the mat outside of left foot. Hop, split, or pyramid pose. Shift the hips back. And we have these kind of two schools of where we kind of run to here in our split or our pyramid pose. We either straighten the back and look way forward, or we round the back and try to look back towards our right thigh. Instead, can you think that the center of the heart was pulling forward as the low back lengthened out? So almost finding cow pose here. As you exhale, start to make your way forward. Hands frame the left foot. Right hand forward of the right shoulder. Lift your right knee, lift the left arm, easy twist. Lift the back of the left hip as you exhale, turn the palm of the left hand towards the back of the room. Press the hand back in space. Know that there's supposed to be sensation in your body. You're supposed to feel something. But if that's something you feel is pain, flip the palm of the hand back towards the left side of the room. Wherever you're at, as you exhale, frame left foot, standing split, right leg goes up and back. The right hip will want to flare open, work to pull the right hip down in line with the left, even if that means that the leg doesn't go so far. And then hands to blocks or towards the mat, walk them forward underneath the shoulders, drive the center of the heart forward like we've been working on, and then bend the right knee. Press the right heel up and back behind you. Can you hug your arms back in space and feel the shoulders engage as you look forward? Exhale, step right foot next to the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands meet your mat. Start to step it back. Find your high plank. Your way back, downward facing dog. Press your hands down into the mat. Press your thighs back behind you. Take an inhale and an exhale. As you inhale, slide your right leg up and back. As you exhale, bend your right knee. This time, look underneath your right armpit, but still press the left hand down into the mat. Maybe that brings you a little bit more of engagement and a sensation on the right outer hip. As you exhale, step the right knee in between your hands. Look forward, breathe in. Spiral your left heel down, breathe out. As you inhale, settle into this high warrior two. So your front knee is kind of extended. And then hug your right heel back. Drive not the right knee, but the right inner thigh forward. Notice if the left hip is pulling forward in space. Draw left hip back in line with right. And then you see that my right knee wants to collapse in. We find that extension of the inner thigh to help support or scaffold the right inner thigh. Reach the arms out to a T shape and then pull your shoulder blades back like you're catching a pencil. As you exhale, left arm is going to go over the right. You'll either reach for opposite shoulder blades. Notice if the low ribs lift, pull them down. Or find a modified or full eagle wrap, backs of the hands or palms of the hands together. Press the arms away from you. Feel the upper back broaden. Draw the hands slightly away from you. And then can you almost point the fingers slightly towards the front of your mat, like you're tic-tacking them over towards 1 o'clock. As you exhale, can you turn over your left shoulder? Pull the left hip forward, the right hip forward. As you inhale, look forward, warrior 2, slice it out. As you exhale, reach forward to an extended side angle, left bicep by left ear. Pull the left shoulder blade back. Press the right pack, your chest muscle forward. Pull the right heel back in space. As you inhale, lift the right hip as you reach up and back, reverse your warrior. Can you pull the center of the heart up towards the sky? And then as you exhale, reach down and forward, but don't connect your hand towards the mat. Just reach the right hand forward in space. Can you press left shoulder back? Reach right chest forward. As you inhale, extend through both legs. Pick up your right toes. Your right hip wants to kick back. Pull it up in space. Left toes turn in, left toes turn out, left toe heels turn in. That was a hard one. Sink it back to a skandasana. Notice that your right hip wants to lift up. Let your right hip be in line with the left, even if it means that this is how low you go, which is legitimately how low I go. The beauty of only going so deep in your skandasana is that as we inhale to lift up a little bit, I don't have to work so hard. But we all work to exhale forward, point it forward, catch that extended side angle, and then lift your left leg from the earth, find your half moon. Tone up that left outer glute. Can you feel the sensation of taking a hamstring curl in the left leg? So press the left side back in space behind you. And then find the sensation of a hamstring curl in the right leg. Bend into your right knee. Let yourself fall. If you have a really tiny apartment, it means you're close to things that you can reach and that can catch you. As you inhale, left bicep by the left ear. I'm going to take a step back so you can see me, standing leg raise. Press the left quad down in space. I know your right leg is on fire. We're burning it out. As you exhale, can you press the left foot back in space behind you without letting your belly get really disengaged? So feel the ribs and the hips hug towards each other, and then press the left heel back, not from disengaging that space, but from engaging the back of the leg. And then maybe you reach the palms of the hands back behind you and press not the hands together, but your upper arms towards each other. As you inhale, standing leg raise, left knee in towards your chest. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of your mat, runner's lunge. Your way back, downward facing dog. So last little piece. As you inhale, left leg goes up and back. And then let your gaze turn underneath your left armpit. Exhale, find that twisted dog. Rather than sinking into the right armpit, press the right hand down into the mat, kind of lift the right oblique. As you exhale, step the left foot in between your hands. Take a breath in, look out and forward. Breathe out, spiral the right heel down, warrior 2, but find a little bit of lift in it as you inhale. And then like you were sawing the hips forward, exhale, slice left inner thigh forward, right hip down. Notice that the hips probably want to kind of pivot towards the right front corner of your mat. Can you draw right hip back and feel your right inner thigh pick up? And then lift through your toes, and then plant the toes down as your arms reach out to that T shape. Let your gaze come over towards the right so that your shoulders can square off. And then exhale, pull the elbows, pull the shoulder blades back together on your back. As you inhale, take a breath in. And as you exhale, right hand reaches over and towards the left shoulder blade, right arm is underneath left. You can stay like this, or backs of the hands or palms of the hands can touch. Press the palms of the hands together. Press the center of the heart back behind you, so broaden your upper back. Then start to point your hands, both of them, over towards what would be 11 o'clock or 11:30 on a clock face. And then turn and face the back of your mat, or as far back as feels comfortable in your neck. Still hug the inner thighs together. Lift through your arches. As you inhale, start to trace the gaze forward, unwind, arms out to your T shape. As you exhale, left thigh hugs forward even further, extended side angle, right bicep by right ear. Rather than left oblique pulling down into the left thigh, can you drive it slightly forward? As you inhale, reverse your warrior. The only motion in the legs is a pick up of the left hip. Right hand down right thigh or right hand to low back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, find that lifted, extended side angle. So we're towards the end of our standing series. Don't lose the activation. Hug your left heel back. Pick your right arch up from the earth. As you inhale, extend the left leg. Let's see if I can do it right this time. Right heel in, right toes out. Right knee points in line with the right toes. Your weight shifts back as the left toes lift from the earth. And maybe this is how low you are in your skandasana. What I want you to feel more than depth is external rotations of your thigh bones in your hip socket. A lift of your arches, a hug of the inner thighs together. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, start to reach the hands forward. Catch it at the diagonal. Pull the left hip back. Can you start to shift forward to a half moon? Lift your right leg up and back. And then press your right thigh back in space behind you. Feel the back of your thigh catch on. So strong hamstrings so we can have open and supple hamstrings. Start to bend into your left knee now. Can you feel a hamstring curl in the left leg? Yeah, really bend into it. And then start to square it off. Turn your chest down towards the mat. Hug your right knee in and towards your chest. Flex your right toes. Once again, I'm going to turn to the side. Can you lift the arch of your left foot? Flare out all 5 of your toes. And then think of cinching the waist in. Press the right heel back and behind you. Feel the glute engage. Hug the ribs and hips together, even if that pulls the quad more forward. That's fine. I want you to just feel the back of the leg. And then maybe hands hug back in space and you press the hands together. Can you keep the elbows slightly broad? So rather than locking them out, we're hugging hands, we're hugging upper arms together. As you inhale, knee in towards your chest, take a breath in. Exhale, step it back, find your runner's lunge. And then your way back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Lower your knees down, find a child's pose, and this time can you succumb to the mat. Let the breath start to slow down or take up a little bit more space in between the breath in and the breath out. As you inhale, start to shift your way forward. As you exhale, find your way back to a downward facing dog. Walk it out, move it around. I'm gonna move you guys a little bit closer to me. Okay, perfect, tall. As you inhale, send your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, find that twisted dog, look underneath the right armpit. And then rather than collapsing into the left hand, press the left hand into the mat. As you exhale, top right knee towards right wrist. And then we'll set up for a half pigeon, but don't worry so much about right foot coming all the way to left wrist. Instead, let the foot hook back towards your hip. And then feel that you could kind of roll your way onto the outside line of your thigh. If this feels like a pulling rather than just tension on your hip, roll back forward slightly and lift up a little bit higher. Press through the top of the left foot. Feel the left quad engage, and maybe that shifts your weight slightly over to the right. Okay, and then press your right thigh down into the mat. I like to walk forearms forward first, and then hands can come together, elbows spiral out, lower down. Can you still press through the top of the left foot? So avoiding that roll into the right hip, even though I know that it's calling out to you. You can always stay lifted up onto the forearms if that helps you out. As you're ready, start to walk up towards your hands. Tent up onto your fingertips. Pull the chest forward. Gaze doesn't have to go behind you, but rather up towards the ceiling or even just up in front of you, lengthening out the front of the throat. And then as you exhale, tuck your back toes under, circle your right leg up and back behind you. Once again, find that twisted dog. Look underneath right armpit, press through left hand, and then stay here. Or as you exhale, find your flip dog. I like to spin my toes back with my hips down first, and then press through the heels. Find that hamstring curl to roll the left pec up towards the ceiling. Yeah, hey. Hug the heels back, take a breath in, and then bend your knees, lower your hips first. Press through your feet to pop back to a downward facing dog. Walk the knees out, pedal the legs out. Take an inhale, lift your left leg up and back. As you exhale, find that twisted dog, press left heel back behind you, and you kind of know that eventually we're going to end up into a flip dog. So rather than using this first round to kind of sneak your way into that, can you focus on lengthening the left side body by pressing through the right hand? And then as you exhale, set up for that half pigeon, left knee towards left wrist, left foot towards the front of the right hip. Your weight's going to shift forward, so we press back through the right heel and we kind of slice it back. That'll start to find that external rotation in the left femur already. If it feels like tearing or pulling, I know that it feels like you're getting so much out of it. I promise it's going to do you more harm than good. So lean a little bit more forward to let the hip roll more forward. And then untuck the back toes, press through the top of the right foot, let the right hip lift a little bit. Take a breath in. Can you pull not the chest forward, but to start the belly button forward? And then keep that point pointing forward in space as you come all the way down to forearms. And then maybe hands spiral together, elbows spiral out. Notice if you start to sink too far in one direction, really work to fight for center. Start to walk up towards your hands. Press through the top of the right foot. Press the left shin down. Start by magnetizing the sternum forward. So really low, the base of the sternum. And then maybe hands walk slightly back in space. Peel the gaze up towards the ceiling, not quite behind you. So keep some space between the back of the head and the top of the back. And then exhale without reversing it too quickly. Tuck your right toes under. Look underneath your left armpit. Find that scorpion tail shape again. Stay here or start to step left foot back and behind right. Turn both toes behind you. Let the hips be low first, and then drive through the heels. Roll the chest open towards the sky. Yeah. Rather than letting toes press out and behind you, hug heels in. Press center of the chest towards where you were. Space between back of the neck and top of the back. And then exhale, let the hips soften down first. Turn back towards your downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, tap your knees down towards the mat. Come to sit back on your heels. Press through the tops of the feet. Drive the quads forward. Roll the glutes underneath you. Upper back drives back in space as crown of the head pulls up. As you inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. As you exhale, start to reach your hands forward. Find your tabletop. Take a breath in. As you exhale, can you start to swivel onto your hips? Extend your legs out in front of you. And then notice that there's a tendency for your pockets to kind of roll underneath you. And I used this analogy earlier today, and I really liked it because it's about money. So I'm going to keep using it. Think of your back pockets on your leggings being full of $100 bills, right? And if we roll too much onto our glutes, we kind of force them out behind us. So instead, we want to think that our pockets are hugged tight to our back. We're lifting up, we're keeping all of that money for ourselves. Point your toes up towards the sky. Take a bend in your knees, pull the heels back. So that same activation in the back line of the legs. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. As you exhale, reach your hands down and forward until they frame your thighs or your shins. Your elbows will want to flare up. Take a breath in. And then exhale, hug your elbows in. Let your heart settle down towards your thighs. Let your gaze be neutral. So in between the knees or in between the shins. Can you think of still shining glutes behind you? We did this on our shins before. We're going to do it a couple of times here, and then we'll lay all the way down. But can you press your shins, your calves down into the mat, and then reach your biceps by your ears, reach all the way up overhead. Instead of letting the ribs flare up, pull them down, press armpits back, inhale. I like to lift my knees as I reach down and forward. Tailbone back, heart forward. I think cow pose as I inhale. And then I think neutral spine as I exhale. Can you feel like you are not only hugging your heels back in space, but like you are hugging your heels towards each other? As you inhale, center of the chest lifts, bicep catch the line of your ears, lead with the center of your chest, tailbone back, center of the heart up, even as ribs pull down. And then one more time, hug heels back, take an inhale. Glutes flare back, exhale. Forearms meet the mat. This time as we succumb to the earth, fold all the way down. If this is a lot in the backs of your knees, I know it tends to be for me, you can slide forearms underneath your knees like you're giving yourself a hug. Notice if the toes get lazy. Try to keep pointing all 10 toes up towards the sky, hugging heels back and towards each other. As you inhale, center of the heart pulls forward, come all the way up and overhead. As you exhale, hands towards the tops of the shins, sit tall. Hips back behind you, crown of the head up. Plant your hands back in line with the hips or slightly behind them. And as you step the feet towards the top of the mat, knees bend. Shift your hips up towards your heels, take an exhale, and then roll all the way onto your back. Knees hug in towards your chest, only so tight that you can keep the low back lengthened and neutral rather than really lifting away from the mat. Feel that same sensation that we found in our fold of really connecting the belly towards the thighs. And then from that space, rather than the knees, start to draw big circles of your knees on the sky. So around the circumference of your low back, one direction, and then the other. As you inhale, extend both legs up towards the sky, soft bend in your knees. Take a breath in. Step your heels down towards your mat as you breathe out. Plant your hands alongside your hips and then feel that activation in the backs of the legs. Press your heels down into the mat, drive the thighs forward and up, find your bridge pose. Hug your upper arm bones towards each other and then press them back. Feel that you're looking, the center of the heart, the center of the face is pointing up towards the sky, but there's space in between chin and the chest, in between back of the head and back of the back. Take an inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down, upper, middle, lower back. Once again, press the low back down into the mat. And then you have the opportunity to once again find a bridge pose, to lift into a wheel, or to stay right here, simply pressing the soles of the feet down into the mat with or without a block or hands underneath your low back. Wherever you're settling in, you'll take an inhale to lift up. Can you use the legs rather than the low back? And then use the power of the legs to shine the center of the sternum, the lowest point of the sternum, both back and behind you. Let the back of the neck be long, even as you work to gaze neutrally down and in between the hands if you're in your wheel pose. You'll take one more breath in. As you breathe out, regardless of where you're at, low back meets the mat. Press the low back into the earth. Reach your arms out to a T shape. Find a windshield wiper of the knees from side to side. As you let both knees point up towards the sky, you'll take an inhale. Supta Baddha Konasana as you exhale, soles of the feet together, knees point out and open. Feel once again, ribs and hips work to hug together. That will help lengthen out your spine against the mat. Press the soles of the feet together, and can you feel that same external rotation in the hips that we found in our half pigeon? So using this as a hip opener. Take an inhale. Let the feet, let the hips, let the belly soften on the exhale. As you inhale, hands to the outsides of your thighs. Close your knees together. Once again, soft sway of the knees from side to side. Reach your arms out to a T shape. Send your right leg up towards the sky, inhale. Find your supine pigeon, figure 4 as you exhale. And rather than driving the right knee forward in space, let the lift of your left foot be what helps reach the right thigh towards the front of your mat. I invite you to use the strength of your legs rather than the connection of your hands to your thigh to find its lift. As you inhale, undo the cross, extend both legs up towards the sky. As you exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then let both knees drop up and over towards the left. Press your right armpit down and towards the earth. Can you think of reaching your right hip down and towards the left front corner of your mat? As you inhale, press your right shoulder blade down into the mat, knees through center. Step the soles of the feet down towards the mat. Extend your left leg up towards the sky, breathe in. Cross left ankle up and over right side, breathe out. And even I want to do it, that quick drive of left knee towards the top of the mat. Instead, let the left knee stay kicked in, and then lift the right foot from the earth, pull right thigh in towards the chest. That will help pull left knee and left ankle into the same line. And then I invite you to keep your arms relaxed down and alongside of you. Let the top and bottom teeth separate. As you inhale, undo the cross of the legs, send your legs up towards the sky. As you exhale, hug your knees in towards the chest, and then let them drop up and over towards the right. Work to keep the right armpit down towards the earth, the back of the right shoulder, and then at the same time, think that you could reach, that's your left armpit, feel like you could reach your left hip down and towards the right front corner of your mat. As you inhale, press your left armpit down and towards the earth, roll back to your left hip. Breathe in, extend your legs up towards the sky. As you exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shin, turn yourself into this tight ball, feel the space in your low back and your upper back. And then as you inhale, release all the way out into whatever shape you would like to rest in. That can be corpse pose, shavasana, a restorative position. If you are near a wall, feel free to shimmy your way up and over to it. And we'll find a few moments of active rest. So just as much work as we put into the physically demanding pieces, our standing series, can you put that same thought and mindfulness into experiencing every sensation that's in your body right here and right now. So this is our time. If you would prefer to stay in this space, your Shavasana, your rest a little bit longer, please feel free to stay here as long as you feel is necessary and right for you. Or as you take your next breath in, you'll find a big expansive stretch. Arms and legs reach out in opposition from each other. And as you exhale, you'll make your way up and over to the right side. Fetal-like position, a space of support and stability. Keep your head and neck heavy as you come all the way up to a comfortable seat. Stack up hips, heart, head with the hands resting in whatever space is meaningful to you. The divine light in me is so abundantly grateful for the divine light in each of you on this Tuesday evening. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much. My name's Kelsey. I will be here every Tuesday at 8:30, so hit me with requests if you got them. Always let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much, May. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all very soon, I'm sure.